Amy. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Yes.
Good.
How are you?
Yes, good, thank you. How's your week been?
Yeah, good actually. I've really found that the timesheet helped a lot.
Yep. So that was your task that I'd given you for the last session
Yeah.
that we had, the last mentoring session. So I asked you to complete the work task sheet, which we did do Mondays together. And so yeah, tell me how you found that sheet.
Yeah, well, it really helped a lot actually because it made me just organise my life so much better because there's so much time put aside for study, work, family time, personal time, and yeah, I was really able to work it well in my week.
So you was able to divide the time up and,
Yeah.
and prioritise it. So you found that quite a useful tool.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, excellent. Do you think that's something you could use moving forward
Oh
now?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
In life, always.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah,
Not just
fantastic.
in this course, but yeah, in life.
Yeah, that's excellent. So do you have that with you? I'll collect that off of you afterwards, just so I can have a little look at that. But how have you found the last sessions then? The last two sessions have been useful and they're helping you build that confidence.
Oh
and
yeah, certainly already. Yeah, I feel so much better just for the information that you've provided already and the help you've given.
yeah,
It's made
excellent.
a real difference. Yeah.
Do you find, Amy, that you are applying these techniques or this the things that you're learning and improving on within the workplace now as well with clients in the gym?
Definitely. But also in life outside of work.
Yeah, okay.
It's just surprising the effect it can have really on your whole life.
Yeah.
Planning and prioritising.
Yeah.
It's really made a difference.
That's good.
But certainly at work, yes.
Yeah,
certainly.
that's fantastic. And what about the communication skills at work as well? Do you feel like they're improving?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
able. I feel like I'm able to talk to people easier.
That's great. That's fantastic. Excellent. Well, that brings us on to our session number 3 today, which is building confidence and public speaking skills. I know that part of your course that you're doing is Cert 3 Fitness. You are going to be instructing classes. That is part of your qualification. And then you hopefully eventually would like to be able to instruct the classes within Plus Fitness, is that correct? Yeah, so within the gym environment. So today's session is going to be focused on how we build that confidence to be able to speak to groups of people when you're doing classes. If you're speaking to a group of people, we want to be able to build that confidence and those verbal skills and that communication there. Okay. So first of all, just a bit of a recap on the last session. So we obviously explored strategies to improve your time management skills and achieve a better work-life balance, which we just discussed then, the time management techniques, which was our time blocking, our prioritisation, task delegation, and avoiding procrastination. Did you find that you delegated any tasks to anybody, or are you doing that at work a little bit more now, giving other people tasks just to...
Yes, I was able to, not too much, I don't suppose, but surely, I have been able to do that easier, I found it easier to do.
Yeah, just ways of being able to manage that time. We also discussed work-life balance strategies, so setting those boundaries, practicing the mindfulness. Did you manage to do some of those videos that I sent you an email with the resources of the online resources of the relaxation techniques? Were you able to do some of them?
Yes. Very good.
Yeah. And did you find that helped to de-stress you at times?
Yes, and again, I think in life in general, not just for work. I think the whole thing seems to be changing my whole life.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's great. That's fantastic.
Very relaxing.
Yes.
Very good videos.
Yeah, good. Okay, we also spoke about the impact of stress and understanding the effects that it has on our physical and mental well-being. So that was what we discussed in our last session. Today's session objectives are going to be identifying your personal strengths and weaknesses, okay? Developing effective public speaking techniques and overcoming stage fright to build that confidence up in public speaking situations such as your group classes. Okay, so we're going to move on to just talking about understanding public speaking anxiety. Okay, it was something you mentioned that you do get anxiety when it comes to groups of people. There's probably a little bit of a mixture of the communication skills that you felt that you were lacking in, plus the anxiety of speaking to groups of people. So some of the common fears and anxieties are fear of failure, fear of judgment, okay, so worrying that people are judging what you're saying, fear of forgetting your lines or going blank, fear of being judged on appearance, and fear of being boring or uninteresting. Do any of those, relate to you? Would you say any of those in particular? Do you feel like sometimes?
Yeah, definitely. You want to give it your best, and I do feel that groups of people, it worries me, and people staring and keeping everyone's attention. And I feel sometimes that people aren't interested and also extremely worried about forgetting my words.
Okay, yep, so that was one that we just mentioned, so forgetting the lines, or going blank.
Because of being nervous and being anxious, that would then automatically lead on to forgetting my words.
Which then can cause you to go blank, and then that anxiety kicks in even further. Okay. So some of the strategies for managing that performance anxiety, and we have spoken about this obviously in the last session. So obviously we spoke about the positive self-talk, okay, in session number 1, replacing those negative thoughts with positive ones. So almost being like, well, I'm not going to forget my words. Everybody is interested. I do know what I'm talking about. So it's replacing those negative thoughts with positive ones. Visualization. So remember we did the technique where we were imagining a successful presentation or successful group class. We're already imagining that that's happening, okay? And we're focusing on those positive outcomes. Practice. Massive important factor here is the more practice we get in, the more confident we're going to feel in delivering, whether that's a presentation, whether it's a meeting, whether it's a group class, we're going to feel much more confident if we have practiced and we feel more, more assured that we know how we're going to deliver this, and we've got the content on point. Seeking support, again, speaking to myself, speaking to colleagues, friends, somebody that can give you that support, but also seeking that feedback as well. So getting that feedback even from your audience is always a really good technique, because that then allows you, it will make you see that actually, I have done a good job here, and that restores that confidence back in, and you can say, well, actually people are really enjoying this group class, or people are really finding this useful. Where could I improve? Somebody said that I could improve here, and somebody said I could improve here. So getting that feedback is really important. Deep breathing. Obviously we spoke about some of the relaxation techniques. Just make sure you're taking those big deep breaths, before, when you're in those nervous positions or you can feel that anxiety kicking in, making sure that you take those big deep breaths to calm your nerves down. All right.
Yes, already that has helped quite a lot.
Yeah, so these are some of these strategies that we can do for managing these anxiety, or these fears that you may come across. And understanding the fears, I think, is the most important, the starting point, should we say. If you can understand them, then you can implement the effective strategies, and then you can overcome that public speaking anxiety, okay, and deliver confident classes, presentations, meetings, discussions, whatever that may be, or wherever the work's going to take you. Okay, so that's just some strategies there. What I want you to do now is we're going to talk about the fear factor. Okay, so this is what I mean by identifying, identifying the fears so that we can implement the strategy. So is there a trigger that you can think of, Amy, that when you're in these situations, what would you say triggers that anxiety? Is there anything that...
Well, I think certainly groups of people.
So more people.
Yeah, because and everyone's staring back at you, waiting for large groups of people, and I worry about keeping them interested enough in what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then also, like I said earlier, the more anxious you get, then there's more chance of forgetting your words, and that worries me that I'm going to forget what I'm saying.
So the situations or thoughts that make you anxious are more of the worrying about. So if we think about the triggers, you're in front of a group of people, and straight away it's triggered you because there's you and there's all these people waiting for you to instruct or deliver, and then you're starting to think, oh God, what if I forget what I'm going to say? What if people aren't interested? Am I correct? Yeah. So then that anxiety kicks in further. So you're already kind of here with your anxiety, and then these thoughts start coming in, and it just increases. So given that what you just told me, let's have a go at applying what we've learned about overcoming the challenges, okay, and what we could potentially put in place, okay. So if we start with groups of people on your triggers, okay, we spoke about that deep breathing, the positive thoughts, all right, so we're going to get those negative thoughts out of the head about you're worried about forgetting your lines, okay, you're worried about the people not engaging or not feeling like they're interested. We're going to replace those thoughts with positive thoughts, and we're going to tell ourselves, I can deliver this, people are interested, that's why they're here, okay, and you're not going to forget your lines because you've already practiced. So we'll come into that practice. So again, if you're worried about forgetting the lines, going blank, get that practice in, okay? Practice, so that it will just come fluent to you. It will just be a natural thing. You'll be able to practice.
What about if I wrote bullet points, maybe, and
absolutely.
take that with me?
Yeah, absolutely. You could. There's no issues with having bullet points written on a sheet, so that you could just quickly go back, and you can even say to people, "Sorry, just 1 second." Oh yeah, and now we're going to move on to this. So that's a very, very good strategy there. See, so already you're coming up with things to think of. Okay, well, let's take a breather rather than going blank. Let me just refer to my notes and straight back in. Excellent work there. And seeking that feedback as well, okay? So, again, if you're starting to feel that you're not you're not interesting enough, or you're worried that you're not coming across that you're interested enough, then seek that feedback, because that feedback will tell you that actually you are engaging and people are enjoying this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So there's some of the strategies that we can put, you know, against your triggers and your situations that make you feel anxious. We're now going to move on to opening and closing statements. Okay, so this again is just ways that you can open up your class, your presentation. Okay, we firstly want to hook the audience. Okay, so grabbing the audience attention with a compelling statement, a question, or even a story. That hooks people in, that gets people engaged. So it could be like, right, everybody tell me, let's say, has anybody done a group class before? Hands up that have, hands up that haven't. Something like that. Let's hook that audience in. Make sure that you are clearly stating the main point of your why you're doing your class or what the class consists of. So be really clear and descriptive on, you know, the main points of what you're going to be covering today in the class. I'm just using the class because but this will go with presentation as well. So just to be clear and concise at the start, make sure that you've outlined the objectives of the session. And a closing statement, okay? So summarize those key main points, okay? So, you know, and then call to action, so encourage the audience to take action, okay? So you could say, right, well, there's another class coming up tomorrow, why don't you join this? So it's always good to call to action as well. So make sure that you finish off on a strong note, leaving a lasting impression, okay? That could maybe even be a question, a humorous anecdote, okay? Or a powerful quote, okay? These things are going to make people engage. They're going to make people think, right, I want to come back. This was good, okay? So things like that. And it makes it memorable as well. So a good, strong opening and closing, it will be really effective for your public speaking as well. Okay. We're now going to move on to a role play. Okay. So this is going to be some of your homework task as well, but we're just going to run through a little preview of the session, okay, or the role play session, sorry. So I have aligned it with your Cert 3 in fitness, okay, so we've gone to a fitness class introduction. So that's the scenario. It's a fitness class introduction. You are the group fitness instructor, okay, and your task, okay, is I want you to create just a minute's worth, minute or two's worth of an introduction, as though I am I'm one of your group clients, okay, in the exercise class. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of minutes just to jot that down, and then we will role play that. Okay, so just think about how you would introduce your group to the group class, so that introduction at the start.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Hi, Amy. So, giving you 5 minutes just to come up with the role play introductory to the group fitness class. So I am your fitness client, okay, you're my fitness instructor. You're going to conduct this class, so I just want a little bit of an introductory as to what this session is going to entail, and because I haven't got a clue, I'm just here, never trained before.
Okay, alright. So, good morning everyone. Welcome to our new HIIT class. Today's workout is designed to push your limits and help you achieve your fitness goals. We'll be combining high intensity intervals with strength training to build muscles, burn fat and boost your metabolism. Before we start, let's go over a few safety tips. Please listen carefully to my instructions and modify the exercises as needed. If you feel any pain, I'd like you to stop immediately and rest. We'll begin with a 5-minute warm-up to prepare our bodies for the workout, followed by a series of strength training exercises targeting all major muscle groups. Finally, we'll cool down with some stretching to help our muscles recover. So, let's get moving, and remember, you can do this. I'm here to guide you and motivate you every step of the way, and any questions you have or assistance needed, just let me know.
Excellent. I actually have a couple of questions. So, I have an injury. Can you give me any modifications?
Certainly. We can have a chat about the injury and I can show you some modifications to the exercises.
Okay. But what if I need a break? I'm not very fit.
Sure, you can rest where needed. If it gets too much for you, just take a breath.
Okay. Good work there. Okay. I'd like to give you a little bit of feedback on that.
Okay.
I felt that your instructions were very clear and concise. Okay. Engaging. Okay. Very engaging. Missing a bit of a hook to the start of it. Okay. So maybe you could say something to get the audience involved at the start. Okay. So something like, has anyone done this class before? Is there any newbies to the class? Something like that. So a hook would be great. Your close, fantastic. Okay, so you closed it off. You can do this. Does anybody have any questions? So you're thinking about, your verbal skills there. Very clear and concise with your delivery. And engaging.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did feel quite confident actually doing that better than I have done previously. Yeah.
Excellent.
So, yeah. Very
Excellent. Okay, that's great.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll just grab that laptop back. Okay. So we're just going to start to wrap up the session now with a bit of a summary and some key takeaways. Okay. So understanding public speaking anxiety is what we've covered today, all right? Recognising the common fears and anxieties which we discussed, and you were able to pick a few out that are, related to you. Managing that performance anxiety as well. So thinking of strategies to be able to manage the anxiety and the triggers, okay? And we spoke about some of those strategies, such as, relaxation techniques, positive self-talk, and visualization. We also spoke about effective public speaking techniques. Okay, so obviously you're developing the strong communication skills and clear instructions, articulation. We have spoken about eye contact and body language as you were reading off of a script that you just written. We can't really take that into consideration, but as you know, having that eye contact, which is what you would have in a class presentation, or just to regularly, come away from what you're reading so that you're engaged with that audience. Building confidence, okay, so practicing regularly, seeking feedback, and celebrating success as well. So that's really important, okay? Make sure you celebrate your wins. I think by addressing the public speaking anxiety and the triggers, and developing that effective communication go hand in hand, having the two will then help boost the confidence and make you more of an engaging presenter, trainer, deliverer. Okay.
Yeah.
We're just going to finish. Got a little bit of work that I want you to do for our next session. Okay. A bit similar to that role play. I want you to practice a short presentation. You can pick, it can be anything you like, okay? So a fitness topic, let's stick with fitness. Anything of your choice, all right? And I want a short presentation, 2 to 3 minutes. Record yourself, okay? So you can use your phone or a video camera, whichever you have. I just want you to record that, and I will review that in our next session. But what I want you to do is when you record that presentation, I want you to write down some areas for improvement, okay? So I want you to almost self-reflect, okay, on your presentation. What can I improve on? And what are my strengths? All right, so I really want you to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, okay, and really pick out the things that you can say, yes, that was really good. You know, we've discussed all of the things that we should be looking for now when we're delivering presentations or any type of group work. I want you to look at the things that you can improve on and look at the things that you did well. I will also give you feedback in the next session once I review that video, okay? And then what we'll do is we'll get you to practice again. So that could be something we could work on. So until, you know, we get everything, you know, even those improvements made as well. Okay. How does that sound?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, good. I would suggest choosing a topic that you're passionate about. Okay. Using that clear, concise language as you did in the role play. Practice that good posture and eye contact. Okay, so maybe have your script there. Practice it so that when you record yourself, you can record yourself without reading so much of that script.
Okay.
Speak slowly and clearly, and end with a strong conclusion. Try and open up with a hook. Okay, in that presentation.
Yeah. Okay then.
How does that sound for you?
Yeah, really good. Yeah.
Do you have any questions
on
on that?
No, I think that's been explained really well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. I've also got here, which I'm going to email through to you, some professional development opportunities for you as well. Okay. So there's just a couple of things, just some suggestions for you to help with your public speaking. So the course on public speaking training, so the mini course I'm going to send to you. There is also a time management workshop as well. Okay. And I'm also going to send you some networking events, okay, for you to attend some fitness conferences, okay, and some industry events. So I just want you to network with other fitness individuals and see how they deliver and how they work in their profession.
Yes, that's quite important, I would think. Yeah.
Yes.
And it would help to build confidence too. And,
definitely. Seeing what other people are doing. I think by investing in professional development, such as the things that I'm going to send you, you can continue to grow and advance your career in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So do you have any questions for me, Amy, before we finish today's session?
No, that's fine. Everything's good. Yeah.
Okay.
See you next time.
Yes, we'll see you at the next session. Okay, same time on that Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You've got all your dates written
down.
Yes,
I've got it. Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, lovely.
Okay. All right.
You.
That's okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Amy. Just like to finish the session now. Okay. As our mentoring relationship has come to an end, I'd like to reflect on the progress that you have made and what we have done together to enable that. Okay, so we've enhanced your communication skills, we've built your confidence, improved your time management, developed your public speaking abilities. So remember, the skills you've gained through this mentorship will continue to benefit you throughout your career. Okay. Just in regards to the next steps, let's stay connected, okay, through either social media or email. I'd like you to keep exploring some new opportunities for professional development. I've sent you an email just with some professional development opportunities there for you to have a little look into. I don't want you to hesitate to reach out to myself for any advice or support, and your colleagues, okay, supervisors as well. I'd like to finish by saying I'm very proud of your hard work and dedication. Okay,
Thank you.
I wish you all the best in your future endeavours. Okay, let's celebrate your achievements. Okay, move forward, onwards and upwards. I'd like to just take this last opportunity, okay, just to ask for any feedback on my part, that you felt that these mentoring sessions, what feedback you could give me for these mentoring sessions.
Yeah, well, they've been really good. I've really enjoyed meeting with you every time. I've learned such a lot. It's made such a massive change to my life, not just my working life, but my personal life. A big effect on all of that, especially the time management. That was massive, but also the confidence has built, and I feel so much better. And there's still work to be done, obviously, but I do feel that I've come a long way just with your sessions that I've had with you. Yeah,
excellent,
so thank you.
Excellent. No, that's great. And you felt like all the information was clear and concise,
yes,
and explained to you. Did you feel that I was here for assistance when needed?
Yes, always.
Yeah, excellent. And I obviously explained all the boundaries to you at the start, and you felt like everything was clear and concise with that.
Yes,
and obviously useful. The mentoring relationship has been very useful as well, which is great, which is what we want to hear. You've been brilliant to work with. I feel like you've taken all the tasks on board, and you've worked really well through them. So yeah, I'd like to say well done, and stay in touch.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.